Need some new Innistrad Midnight Hunt cards? Well, you can order them now from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. And you're probably wondering, wait, where's the slideshow? Where's all the fancy stuff? Well, it's release time. It is literally like a couple hours after Innistrad Midnight Hunt released, and I want to do this video, try to get it up as fast as possible to show off one of the sweetest new decks and new tribes in the format. So we're just doing a quick deck here. We're playing Gruul Werewolves, maybe the most important, the most hyped, the most interesting new aspect of Innistrad Midnight Hunt. And the plan is pretty simple. Play werewolves, flip werewolves, attack with werewolves, smash our opponent to death. So of course the key card, Tovolar Dire Overlord, is probably our most important werewolf, giving us card advantage, also giving us a Kessig Wolf run on the backside. Being able to pump and trample is really nice. We also have Werewolf Lord and Kessig Naturalist. We just got random 2-drop and Outland Liberator, which is still fine. There are some artifacts and enchantments, although we're not in the Embercleave Great Henge world anymore. Arlen and Renin 7 are the other key cards in this deck. Arlen works well with the werewolf theme. Really, really powerful because we have stuff like a Natural Moonrise and just a ton of werewolves. It's pretty easy for us to play this on the Nightbound side. In the Nightbound side, when it comes down to the 5/5 Trample Indestructible Haste for 4, that is a legit threat. Renin 7 is just a good value card. The weakest point on the werewolf curve is the 5-drop slot. There's not really any good 5-drop werewolves, so to fill out the 5-drop slot, could go with like Goldspan Dragon or something, but I actually think Renin 7 is just really, really powerful. It hits our land drops, it can mill over a Natural Moonrise to flash it back, it makes massive Treefo tokens, which are good at blocking like Goldspan Dragons, which are still a big thing in the format, and then at the top end of our curve, we got Grave Titan, Tovolar Sunmaster, which backside, literally an upgraded Grave Titan, front side still pretty good, 10 power and toughness for 6 mana, and that's essentially the deck. We're trying to play werewolves, we're attacking with werewolves, we even get a Lightning Bolt if it's nighttime in Moonrager Slash. So let's jump into some games, check out the sweetest new standard tribe, werewolves, and see how the deck does. So anyway, let's play some Magic, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. All right, Much Abrew About Nothing time. Innistrad Midnight Hunt is here, and we are werewolfing. Checking out the most hyped new tribe from the set, Arlens and Wrens and werewolves, Grave Titans, etc., etc., etc. Lightning bolts, I guess, kinda. So yeah, we're werewolfing. This hand's a bit expensive, but good lord, does it have some power. Like, if we hit our land drops and can just cast our stuff, well, that's not the best draw I've ever seen. Well, tap land go. All right, come on, land. Boros, eh? Sword of the Realms. That's a land. Okay, that's good. That means worst case, we get to Arlen next turn. And then if we get to Ren should start Runeforge Champion. Sure. Rune away, my friend, rune away. So let's get rid of this champion. Now there's a land. All right, play this on red. Arlen. Well, we're gonna, I think, end up with the 2 most exciting new planeswalkers from the set on the battlefield here, and we'll see. We'll see how good they are. Renin 7 is not a werewolf card necessarily. It's just, I think it's just busted. And werewolves have a kind of a weak spot at 5 on their curve, so that's why we're Renin 7ing. It just fills the curve, and it's a really good card about it. Okay. Cycles the rune on the Sword of the Realm, sure. If they kill Arlen, that's fine. Opponent's looking at it. They might have a play with play or something. I don't know. Opponent is playing a lot of older cards. All right, more runes. Sure. Well, in that case, Field of Ruins, tick up Arlen. Renin 7. Tick up Renin 7. Whoa, 4 lands. That's kind of sweet. Get him with 1 wolf. We're going to leave 1 back to protect our Ren here. Things are about to get interesting. Opponent. Mountain. Akiri. All right. So opponent can haste it up, which is fine. Gets in at Ren. We will just chump. We would like Ren to live. Ooh, the bolt's so good. The bolt is so good. All right, so Ren. Dump a bunch of lands into play. Pathway on green. Tick up Arlen. No attacks. Nighttime achieved. Okay, well, now we got options. About it. Land. Revealing a land. I think this is going well. We're seeing the power of Ren in 7 and Arlen here. Kroll, the Forge Master, sure. I wonder what our opponent's going to do when we flash in a Grave Titan. That might be the end. Oh, the werewolves are feeling pretty busted. About it. Attacks our face. So, well, Hunt Master. Casual 8/8. That makes some wolves that are 3/3s, and that is absurd. We will block your Akiri. All right, bone it. Managed to kill the Arlen. Sure. I mean, the problem our opponent's going to have here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can just down take this Ren twice and make 2 9/9s. Like, that's kind of absurd. All right, stuff dies, opponent gets it back, blah, 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 shenanigans. We don't really care. We got a Grave Titan. Opponent. Goblin Morningstar. Gonna spin the dot. Whoa, spins a 20. Wow, that is the best our opponent could have hoped for. Oh, goody. Okay, so, Ren. Make a 9/9. Naturalist. Storm Seeker. Wow, this is gonna be a turn. Storm Seeker. Turn it to night. Go to combat, haste it up, do a tiny bit of attacking. I kind of feel like we're playing a completely different game than our opponent. Opponent goes to 7. We get to draw a card. Play the Lair of the Hydra. Pass the, like, so insane. So insane. Stuff flips back, sure. I mean, we can always flash this back. Wow, maybe werewolves are... Yep, Mark here, yeah, it returns. I feel like our stuff is just a smidge stronger than our opponent's, perhaps. About it. Wow, these cards are busted. Thinking. Attacking. Draws a card. Well, I mean, I guess we block with a 10/10 and a 2/2. At this point, I don't even really think it matters what we do. Like, I don't know how we lose from here. Yeah, we take 1. Opponent does our little shenanigans. Well, I guess there's something to be said for just raw power. Opponent's got some cute equipment synergies, but that's legendary, right? I think that's, yeah. All right, opponent, I mean, they're super dead anyway. And that went well. Oh my goodness, did that go well. All right, so opponent is playing an equipment deck. Thankfully, we have a filler werewolf that just happens to blow up equipment, which is nice. What do we want removal-wise? Do we even want to change anything? Like, do we just run it back and do the same thing? Meteor Swarm actually seems like it could be sweet. Let's bring in 2 Meteor Swarms. You know what? Bring in all 3 Meteor Swarms. We'll go down 1 Moonrise, 1 Ren in 7, and maybe one Hunt Master. Let's try it like that. Well, so far so good for the werewolves. That was that was brutal. Apparently Grave Titan's still a good card. Even in 2021, even when it's green instead of black, still apparently a good Magic card. Yeah, all right. Not quite as insane as hand 1, but pretty good curve. And I do like this Outland a lot because it can deal with our opponent's equipment. And I also think that Reckless Stormseeker is just a really good card. Opponent. Magda. Well, land it. Oh. Well, it wouldn't be new standard without a punt. Opponent equips the Magda. Goes to combat attacks. Hits us. Well, play the land, this time correctly untapped. Play the Liberator. Pass the turn. Don't like our opponent getting all this treasure. So we can blow up the Maul, but we don't have a blocker. Kroll, sure. The good news is our opponent's getting low on cards. Goes to combat. Attacks, get a treasure. So we are going to blow up the Maul, save some damage. Well, pathway on green. Arlen. Make a couple wolves.
Put an end to the violence between humans and werewolves.
About it. All right, kills a wolf, sure. Another Maul would be a little worrying. We don't actually have removal for it at the moment. Boinar. Opponent on the big attack. Well, I guess we kill Magda in case they have plans of tutoring up a dragon.
Retreat into the night.
Now, land on green. Rat in 7. Make a tree folk. Yeah, we'll see. Opponent got off to a much faster start here. We're the one trying to stabilize. Rune of Sustenance. Okay, that's a redraw. Not an equipment, thankfully. Equipment's what we're most scared of at the moment. What we'd like to do is get down this Huntmaster. That's the dream. Opponent attacks Ren. Well, all right. We would like to keep our Ren alive. This lets us tick up to... Yep, they get back their Boinar. This lets us tick up to get down Tovolar. Opponent plays a Nahiri. Okay. I assume they're ticking down to try to find something. Yep. Well, let's see what they find. There's the Maul. That is a bit of an issue. Gonna need to find an answer for that. Oh, that's a problem. That is a problem. Opponent Blainer off all the treasures they made. Well, we will tick up Ren at 7. We get a land. We play the land. Play Tovolar's Huntmaster. Unsure if this is going to be enough, though, because they can give this flying, and we actually just don't have a way to stop it. We need to draw a removal spell. A Kiri off the top for our opponent. All right. Everything's coming up equipment at the moment. Opponent Maul the Skyclaves. Puts it on Blainer. They probably have to kill Ren in 6, which is actually kind of good for us. The bad news is... Wow, they're going face. All right. Interesting. Well, this does mean we get to make a dork. Wow, this is going to be super close. Tap land. Makes a core. Equips. We draw nothing. Well, we will make a tree folk. Reckless Stormseeker. Land. Moonrise. On the Huntmaster. Kill Nahiri. Or if our opponent wants to block with their whole board, that's kind of fine too. All right, Nahiri down. Still need to draw something. We need to draw a removal spell. This Maul, we need our Outlander. We need to be able to kill this Maul. About it. I mean, we're not dead. We're not dead on board. Since we have Sneaky Reach on our Tree Folk, which our opponent might not realize. All right, fires up. Well, save a Sneaky Reach. Opponent moves the Maul to the Blainer. This does mean we have to chump block, which is not great. So I think we're going to have to literally win the game this turn. I'm not sure if that's possible. All right, so we block here. Drop to 2. Whoo! Okay. Opponent's at 25. Removal, please. Naturalist. Well, play Naturalist. Play Stormseeker. Oh, we're going to be just short, aren't we? Moonrise. Yeah, our opponent can block through this. We don't have enough trample. Well, trample and haste. Trample and haste. Wow, so close. Full attack. Make a mana. Make some wolves. But, this is not quite lethal. Sure. Wow. That random life our opponent gained from the rune is actually gonna let them stay alive here. Just could not find the removal. Opponent blocks. Opponent blocks. Opponent blocks. Well, math is for blockers, but I'm pretty sure this math doesn't work for us. Wow, we're gonna end up like a point of damage short or something. It's gonna be ridiculously close. Oh my god, it was enough! It was enough! It was enough! Oh my goodness! Well, that's why math's for blockers. Whoo! That shows the werewolf power. Good God. Good God! 25'd him! Oh my goodness. All right, Grave Titan, legit. Legit. All right, that was sweet. That was super sweet. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are werewolving in new standard, Innistrad Midnight Hunt standard. Tovolar and packmates, I guess. Friends. Sand has a lot of werewolves, but not a lot of lands. This is better. We will put a, I guess Shatter Skull Smashing to the bottom. All right. Well, we'll see. See what our opponent's up to. Snow-covered plains. Cleric class. All right, so some sort of life gain deck by the looks. Black-white life gain? Foretells. Well, Mountain and Liberator. Feel like these Ren and 7s are going to do some work if we get to them. Maybe our opponent's playing Angels with Cleric class. All right, they're definitely all about the life gain. Well, let's, Field of Ruin, Tovalar. Go attacking. I assume our opponent's going to block, but... Oh, our opponent also missed their land drop. Well, I guess the good news is if they go land Doomscar, then at least we're getting close to these Ren and 7s, which are good way to rebuild after a Wrath. Opponent. Oh, flip them all. Well, Lair of the Hydra. Go to combat. Wow, attack you. Love that Claire. Oh, werewolves. Would you like to block, opponent? Yes. Well, we will trample. Smack ya. Toski into, oh my goodness, this deck busted. Arlen, Unnatural Moonrise. Oh, wow. Okay, well, hopefully you draw some lands, opponent. Cleric, oh, that's not gonna help you. That's not gonna help you at all. Land. We're at night? All right, night means it's Arlen time. That means 5/5 Reality Smasher. Oh, werewolves. Love your Cleric class. Oh, this is brutal. Hit you to 6. Draw 3 cards. Oh, lordy. All right, we will discard, I guess, a land past the turn, and I don't know how our opponent gets out of here. Even if they do go land Wrath, I don't know how they get out of here. An opponent agrees, and that was a pretty impressive werewolf game. Good lord. I don't even know if we change anything, honestly. We didn't get to see them. We saw Cleric classes. I mean, I guess, okay, so Cleric class, probably Big Angels. Maybe what they had foretold is the Starnheim Unleash, the Angel token maker, which I guess could be an argument for Meteor Swarms to kill bigger things. Moonrage Slash doesn't kill most of the Angels. Let's bring in a couple Meteor Swarms, go like that. Thankfully, Ren and 7 makes reach tokens. All right, on to game 2 against Orzhov something. Orzhov Cleric class, that's all we know so far. Orzhov Mana Screw. Whoa, an opponent. Done. After that werewolf beatdown, opponent doesn't even want to continue playing. All right, well, we will accept it. Sweet. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are werewolfing in New Standard, and this is fine. See what our opponent's up to. Couple of werewolves, a way to flip the werewolves, and then Ren and 7 at the top end of the curve. Trying to figure out Unnatural Moonrise. How good is Unnatural Moonrise? The fact that it's cantrip is kind of a nice upside. Ooh, mono red? Interesting. Well, Lair of the Hydra. Liberator. Go. Do we have a burn spell? Opponent. Alright, well, at least I had to use a real burn spell. Rather than... Oh. Alright, so we got some shenanigans. Let's Stormseeker. Hit you for 3. Yeah, at least there's no Bone Crusher Giant. That's a bit of a relief. Another approach. Well, we will play another Stormseeker. Play a land. Haste them both up. Hit ya. Well, the race is on. Can we kill our opponent before... Can we kill our opponent before they tutor out a dragon? Land. Dragon's approach. And passing. Well, we're going for it. Moonrise? Flip them. Pump them. Kill them. Wow, that's Xaxes. Werewolf power. All right, that was getting a little scary. That was getting scary because our opponent was almost to the dragon. We don't actually have graveyard hate. So I guess we're just trying to do that. I guess we bring in the Meteor Swarms to kill a dragon, but yeah, we don't actually have a super solid plan for for big dragons coming into play. Yeah, go up the big burn spell. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we're like that. Well, all right, we'll try it. Naturalist is good. That gives us something to go with the Tovolar. I'm on it. Passes. Well, Naturalist. Go. Opponent. Land. Dragon's Approach. Oh, how do we want to do this? Let's land on green. So this makes a mana. We could post-combat Arlen. I think we just Tovolar, though. Tovolar hits ya. Add a mana that doesn't do anything. Draw a card. Pass the turn. Opponent. Land. Dragon's Approach. All right, opponent's going to take a turn off to play some removal. Well, go to combat. Hit, you get the mana. Arlen. Make some wolves. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Kills the Arlen. Dragon's Approach. How do we do this? We're kind of missing land drops now. Well, what do they have? Two? One? They have two Dragon's Approaches. I think a natural approach. Flip and hit ya. Add a mana. Draw a card. Naturalist. Opponent. Adult Gold Dragon. Not the worst. Hits us to 10. Can we win here? Play the land. 1, 2. Oh, that should be lethal, right? Hit ya. Add some mana. Down to 1. Werewolf Bolt. Oh, got him. This deck's so good. This deck is actually legitimately really good. All right. Yeah. Well, werewolves. Keep it going. Sweet, sweet. All right. Much brew about nothing time. We are werewolfing in our new standard format, and we'll keep this. We will see. Quite a few lands. Hopefully we draw some top-end stuff at some point. Smoldering Egg. All right, so opponent playing a burn deck by the looks. That could be an issue. Well, Pathway on red. Go. Opponent. Land and passing. Well, play the land untapped. Play the Stormseeker. Opponent has Frostbite. Counter off the egg. And a Consider. Counter off the egg. Untaps. Land. Galazeth Prismari. Well, I'm kind of assuming we're in trouble now. We didn't get off to that fast of a start, and opponent's kind of going off with the dragons. About it. Oh, the Live the Dream draw. All right. Well, we are definitely in trouble now. That is perhaps the... I mean, that's the nuts. This is the deck that people... If you ask people what they're concerned about, do they also have a... Oh my god, it's extra turn spell. If you ask people what they're concerned about for New Standard, this is the deck that they mention basically 100% of the time. Ren in 7. Make a Tree Folk. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Another egg. Opponent passes. Well, we will tick up Ren in 7. Hit a few million lands. Play the land. A natural Moonrise. Opponent counters. Gets counters off the egg. Well, a natural Moonrise. Hit ya. Opponent takes it. We get to draw a couple cards. Please, real ones. Liberator. Stormseeker. Okay. Well, at least it wasn't the extra turn spell. Expressive iteration. Although, the bad news is these eggs are about to flip. And the repeated shocking is a concern. We really need to get one more. We need to get one more Ren in 7 token. Wow, opponent goes on the big attack. I will kill your Goldspan Dragon. Drop to 10. All right, the eggs have flipped. Opponent's comboing off. And that might just beat us now. Opponent draws a card. That's an Ashmouth. That's a Consider for a shock and a flip. Wow. Well, that was an impressive egg draw, I will say. Man, if they hit another spell, the game is 1,000,000% over. But even as it is, we're in really bad shape. Well, okay. Is there any hope here? I don't see it. Well, we get to make a Tree Folk. Play Reckless Stormseeker. Play a land. Flip Tovolar. Haste it up. Attack, attack. I mean, this is all we can do, but this is short of being lethal, unfortunately. Opponent takes it, and yeah, now we're just dead. Well, we did kind of draw a lot of lands this game, and our opponent had a pretty interesting egg draw. Yeah, so we can block one, but our opponent needs literally any 2 spells to have lethal here. Well, as much as we're excited about the new cards, the monsters of Old Standard, Goldspan, Elrond's Epiphany, they still exist. They still exist. All right. Expressive Iteration, Double Shocks, that is lethal. Yeah, so we'll see. Apparently, dragons have a chance against werewolves, it looks like. We will bring in, I guess Meteor Storm. Like, technically that can kill a dragon. Moonrage Slash does not do anything at all, which I think means we should probably cut it. And then maybe Toski. Let's go Toski. Run it like that. All right, we get to play first, which is good. Oh, our hand is not great. Well, tap land go. I mean, Arlen's nice, but it's also super slow here. Pass the turn. Opponent foretells. Hooray. Well, Field of Ruin. Blow up the fjord. Grab a mountain. We know our opponent has a million lands. Well, let's see if we get to resolve anything. Opponent, Faceless Haven. Passes. Well, play a land. And play Arlen. Get it, saw it coming. Cry a bit. Yeah, we did see that coming. Opponent adapts. Getting down this Huntmaster would be pretty sweet. Land for our opponent. Passes. Well, play Tovolar. I'm sure our opponent can kill it. Pass the turn. Opponent considers. Well, I think it's all about this Huntmaster. If we can find a way to resolve the Huntmaster, that is a card that our opponent should have a hard time beating. That's a fun card. All right, so opponent, Goldspan Dragon, gets some free mana. Spends that mana to kill Tovolar. Yeah. Hits us down to 16. Well, we do draw the land, which means we do get to play Tovolar's Huntmaster. However, I think odds are in favor of our opponent comboing off here and winning the game. Opponent says nice. I don't know if they understand how busted Goldspan Dragon is, though. If our Tovolar's Huntmaster gets a nice, what is like 10 times a nice? About it. Foretells. Passes. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Meteor Swarm. Goldspan. Opponent gets treasure. We go to combat. Okay, opponent's gonna kill a wolf and do some looting. Well, Grave Titan, yeah. Hit you for 9, make a couple wolves. Well, we'll see. Liberator, go. Please don't combo off with Elrond's Epiphanies. About it. Land. Smoldering Egg. Elrond's Epiphany. Puke. Yeah. Untaps. Land. Expressive Iteration to flip into Ashmouth Dragon. Finds a land. Well, we'll see. Foretells. Presumably a counter spell. Wow, goes attacking. Interesting. Hits us to 8. What do you got? All right, well, that's it. That's all our opponents got. Prismari Command, and I think, does this mean we can lethal? Wow, we drew a tap land, so we can't. Wow. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Well, in that case, we need to wipe out our opponent's board. Hit him with the Huntmaster. Lair of the Hydra, go. Well, let's see what they got. Oh, boy, that card. Last card, Frostbite. Get our opponent. Wow, Memory Deluge. Oh, extra turns and miraculous draws. Opponent. Galazeth Prismari. Goes attacking. That's actually a kind of a good one. Reckless Stormseeker. A natural Moonrise. Haste and Trample. And I think Stormseeker lets us get there through double Alred's Epiphany. That tramples. That tramples. That tramples. You're dead. Oh! 2 Alred's Epiphanies and Werewolves get there. Okay. Well, apparently we can go toe-to-toe with the Alred's Epiphanies of the world. The Meteor Storms are actually pretty good that game. Still incredibly frightened of this matchup. We just don't have great removal for our opponent's dragons. That is a weakness of... I mean, Meteor Storm kind of gets the job done, but we don't have real clean removal. All right, opponent's on the play. Can we overcome the dragons with the werewolves? We're going to keep this. We'll see. No 2-drop, unfortunately, but land go. Stormseeker's good. Tovolar's could be good. Opponent has the egg. Yeah, this is feeling a little bit like game 1, where our opponent had this curve out, and we got off to a slow start, and the egg just took over the game. Well, land. Stormseeker. Resolves. For now. Opponent. I'm gonna draw some cards, make a treasure, ramp into Goldspan Dragon. Yeah, this is gonna be tough for us to keep up with, I think. Discards a Goldspan. All right. Well, it's a pretty good sign that our opponent has a very busted hand of magic cards. Opponent. Free block. Why not? Pass the turn. Yeah, if they're discarding Goldspans, I think it's very unlikely that we win. Galazeth Prismari makes a treasure. And a Frostbite. Counter off the Smoldering Egg. Toski with no creatures on the battlefield. Not the best time for Toski. Well, play Arlen, make some wolves. Oh, so close. Pass the turn. Huh, well, maybe we gotta find better dragon removal. Yeah, this is game 1 Redux. These are the draws where our opponent's deck feels absolutely unbeatable. Opponent goes attacking, makes more treasures. Hits us to 16, kills the Arlen. Well, we will play a land. We will... Does anything we do matter? Not really. Reckless Stormseeker. Opponent's last card. More counters. Flips the egg. Oh, God. God almighty. Well, I guess all good things must come to an end, and it looks like our run of werewolf dominance is going to come to an end at the hands of a dragon nut draw. Well, sure. I mean, I don't think anything we do here actually matters. I think we are quite literally 0% to win this game at this point. Opponent hits us to 9. Passes. We draw Tovolar's Huntmaster. Good card. Not a relevant one at this point. Pass the turn. Opponent, do you have anything? Goes attacking, goes attacking. Makes another treasure. Down to 2. Do you have any spells? Do any of these cards matter? Not really. Yeah, we're just super dead. Ooh, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I mean, I guess it's good that Werewolves doesn't win literally 100% of the time. Oh, would be nice though. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are playing last with Werewolves. Have we won a die roll today? I don't think we have. Well, this is a reasonable werewolf hand. Nothing for the early turns, which is a bit of a bummer, but yeah, that's a 2-drop. All right, Lair of the Hydra, go. Opponent, land, passes. Well, play a land. Play Naturalist. Siphon Insight, interesting. The problem with Siphon Insight is the cards from your opponent's deck are unlikely to be as helpful as the cards from your deck. Opponent, Puppet Stitcher. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just gotta kill that and hit ya. Mega Mana doesn't do anything. Pass the turn. Opponent, land, and oh, they stole our Arlen. I guess that's actually kind of insane. Opponent, make some wolves. Well, we draw tap land. We play Tovolar. Pass the turn. Yeah, so I take it back. That Siphon Insight was absolutely busted. Opponent takes up Arlen. I imagine that the ticking up is probably not that good for our opponent, but I guess we'll see. Opponent passes, perhaps. All right, passes, flashes in a Papa Stitcher. And then Frostbites are... All right. That's not great for us. I'll play a land. I mean, I guess we just have to Arlen. And make a 5/5. And attack Arlen and attack our opponent. Opponent. Gonna try to keep the Arlen alive. Yeah, we'll kill the Poppet Stitcher, I guess. So Arlen lives. We draw a card. Pass the turn. So this does let our opponent attack our Arlen, I guess, with their tokens. Yeah, stealing this Arlen has been absolutely huge for our opponent. About it. Fires up their Arlen. Our Arlen. And goes to combat. Wow. All right. Well, we get to see our first Decay Zombie in action, and it is as bad as I imagined. Sure. We drop to 8. The opponent sacrifices their board. Sure. Opponent. Blood on the Snow.
Wilds are threatened.
Whoa! Wow. Wow. Oh, is it night still? Okay. They chose Destroy All Planeswalkers. Interesting. So okay, how do we do this? We need to not die, for one, obviously. If we Liberator Stormseeker... Now, let's play Arlen. Fire it up. Go to combat. Kill Arlen. Attack our opponent. Opponent goes to 10. We draw a card. Well, this is painful, but... Slash the Papa Stitcher. Pass the turn. See what they got. Opponent. Alright, gonna try to steal something good off the top of our deck to win the game. Maybe Siphon Insight is just absolutely busted and they're gonna steal something that's lethal here. Opponent steals a card from our deck. Will it win them the game? Soul Shatter. Okay. So we lose the Arlen. Opponent hits us. Down to 1. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6. Boy, we're so close to winning, but so far away. I'll go to combat, hit you. See what we draw. Opponent goes to 7. Play the land. Outland Liberator. Outland Liberator. Reckless Stormseeker. All right, let's see what they found. Opponent land. Another Arlen. Opponent stolen 2 of our Arlens. That's kind of insane. All right, well, we transform everything. We play the land. Go to combat. Trample and haste. I mean, we're going for lethal here. Can we overcome our own Arlens is a question. Full out attack. Nothing to destroy. Opponent blocks. So our opponent's taking 1, 2, 3. Tovolar. Wolfrun. Tovolar. Trapbreaker. Tovolar. Trapbreaker. Oh! Tovolar power. Oh! Our opponent stole 2 of our Arlens. 2 Arlens! Those are like the craziest possible hits. 2 of our Arlens stolen, and we ended up overcoming somehow. Well, Toski's in. Couple of Liberators out. And do we need a sideboard to kill our own cards? I gained a new respect for that Siphon card. Siphon Soul, whatever it is. That actually was like kind of impressive. Maybe we bring in let's bring in an Inferno. Actually, you know what? We probably want to be able to kill their Poppet Stitchers. Maybe we go Meteor Swarms? I could see Cinderclasm being worth it. Moonrage Slash does get it done. Let's try something like that. All right. So opponent's playing like Grixis Spells, I guess. Opponent's on the play. Huh? All right. I like the Toski. We'll see. Still gonna need lands, but well, Mountain go. Opponent. Ah, they're a Smoldering Egg deck, too. All right. Well, land go. We're hitting our lands. That's something. Oh, double egg. Double egg is definitely frightening. Stormseeker. Go. Opponent has Infernal Grasp. Counters off the eggs. Play a land and play Toski. Pass the turn. Yeses, this is bad. We need to draw a way to kill these eggs, and we need to draw it soon. Gisa. Well, land and Tovalar. Pass. Oh, we gotta attack. All right, so one thing I've learned about this deck is I think we need to change up our sideboard removal spell, because we're running into a lot of 4 toughness creatures, and we don't have a lot of... That's actually a problem. And we don't have a lot of ways to deal with them. Yeah, we really need that Huntmaster. So that's been a consistent issue. Opponent. 2 cards in hand. Goes attacking. No blocks. Down to 16. We draw more lands. Well, a natural Moonrise. Opponent. Play the land on green. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. And blocks. And blocks. Interesting. I mean, if we pump, we still get through the damage. I don't know if they're trying to bait us into pumping and then killing it. But we don't really have another choice, so we're doing it anyway. Oh, okay. Oh, that was really good for us. So we get back the Huntmaster, and we get to draw 3 cards to fight through this flood. Oh, and a Meteor Swarm. That's real good. That's real good. That's real helpful. Opponent. Goldspan Dragon. That's less helpful. Goes attacking. Hits us. Down to 8. Well, land on red. Go to combat. Attack. So I guess the question is going to be, does our opponent have a counter? If they do, they're probably going to get us. We get to draw a couple of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meteor Swarm. All right, we got to hope for no counter. 4 to each. Opponent gets a treasure. Oh! And then slash the egg. Oh! Okay. Okay, that's what we needed. That's what we needed. Pass the turn. Opponent taps. The game is on. Opponent. Another gold fan. Hits us. Yeah, that's a problem. And, ooh, uses extra mana for a Frostbite. Oh, Naturalist doesn't save us. All right, so what is our out here? So Arlen, huh? Well, I guess we draw with Toski. Wow, second gold span. Opponent. So I guess we need to draw another Meteor Storm. Opponent. Doing their best to time out. All right, returns. Opponent. We draw Meteor Storm. Tovalar. All right. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Huh, Goldspan Dragon. That is, as sweet as Werewolves are, Goldspan is probably the most busted card in current standard, I would say. Well, bringing a bit more removal, and we haven't seen a Wrenn and 6. Wrenn and 6 would be incredibly helpful. Opponent's deck is a bit all over the place. All right. Running like that. We're on the play, finally. We'll see. We'll see if that matters. It would be nice to just get off to a fast Werewolf star, although we're a little short on 2-drops now. Well, can't keep the no land 6-dropper. This we can keep. We'll put Unnatural Moonrise to the bottom, although this is not a hand I'm especially excited about. Opponent. Tap land. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Opponent. Land. And it's an egg, of course. Always with the egg. Well, land and Reckless Stormseeker. Go. Opponent. Blocks. Snow-covered mountain. Passes. We get to flip, which is nice. Play the land. Play Toski. Go to combat. Hit ya. All right, get in there and draw a card. Action? Yeah, that counts. Pass the turn. All right, this is the kind of fast start we were hoping for. Opponent plays a land. What do they have? Because now we could potentially play the second Stormseeker in Unnatural Moonrise. Cinderclasm. And Frostbite. Yeah. Play a mountain. Wow, that didn't work at all for our opponent. Ooh, they we didn't have enough snow. Oh, this is good, because now we get to Reckless Stormseeker. And we get to Unnatural Moonrise, and this is kind of a blowout. Haste it. Haste and Trample. Attack with everything. That's a lot of damage and a lot of cards. Opponent chomps. Drops to 4. We refuel. All right, well, we kind of refuel. We did draw cards. They were mostly lands, but technically cards were drawn. Opponent plays a Lolth. Makes a couple spiders. Well, Unnatural Moonrise. Flip them. Play the land. And opponent scoops it up. Whoo! We overcame the gold span somehow. Opponent's deck looked interesting. I don't know, there was kind of a weird mixture of dragons and Spellslinger. The Poppet Stitcher definitely threw me off in game 1, and that's part of the fun of new standard, is you never really know what everyone's doing, but that definitely threw me off. I thought our opponent, game 1 was like Poppet Stitchers, Siphon Souls, and it seemed like they were trying to be like a token deck, and then game 2, all of a sudden we're getting smashed with Goldspan Dragons, and maybe it's a case where Goldspan Dragon's just so good that you just play it anyway, but, I mean, maybe... I don't know, maybe we should just be playing in our Werewolf deck. But Werewolves got there again, so sweet. So what do we learn today about Werewolves in Innistrad Midnight Hunt Standard? And overall, the deck feels really solid. We ended up going 4-1 in our video matches. There was another match I lost because I punted with one of the new lands, Rockvale Vale, and ended up shame scooping. Didn't end up including that one in the video, but technically it was actually a Werewolf mirror. And on turn 2, I for some reason played Rockfall Vale, assuming it was going to come into play untapped, and it came into play tapped, of course, because you need 2 lands to make it untapped, and then the opponent curved out, and I just scooped because we couldn't leave up our removal spell. But overall, I feel like this deck felt pretty solid. We saw Arlen be incredibly powerful, both for us and for our opponents who happen to steal them sometimes. Tovolar's Huntmaster is an insane finisher, and one of the things I love about this deck is the ability to just pour on absurd amount of damage. We had some games where our opponent was like at 25 life, and we didn't really have a ton going on, and next thing you know, it's like Tovolar's Huntmaster, run out a Stormseeker or 2, flip them with Unnatural Moonrise, and just smash you for lethal out of the blue. So the deck really has the ability to pour out a ton of damage. The things I'm not sure about in this deck: number 1, Outland Liberator might be better as a sideboard card. If you look at Werewolves and you look at things in the 2-drop slot, there's not a lot of options. We have Kessig Naturalist. We could go into Teamer for Suspicious Stowaway. Do we want to make less consistent mana? So in green and red, if you actually want to flip back and forth Transform Werewolf, it's pretty much got to be Outland Liberator. But I think maybe we don't need another Daybound Nightbound card, and we could replace it with Werewolf Pack Leader, which I think is just a better card. And even though it doesn't work with the Daybound Nightbound shenanigans, it's still a werewolf. So it does benefit from like Kessig Naturalist, and it does work with our Tovolars and whatnot. So it's still a werewolf, and I think it's just an upgrade. So I think change number 1 to the deck, Outland Liberator to the sideboard, and Werewolf Pack Leader into the main deck. So that is the one change that I'm kind of interested in. I think that is all I want to do to the main deck for the most part. Unnatural Moonrise, do we want 4 of them? Jeez, that is really tough. It's really explosive. The fact that it can trips when you get in damage with the creature is really nice. It lets us do the refuel trick with like Tovolar or whatever, where it's like drawing from Tovolar and drawing from Moonrise, and flipping to Nightbound is really big with some of our stuff. Maybe I could see going down to like 3 or something, but really I'm pretty happy with how the main deck ended up. I love Wrenn and 7. I think it's like one of the most powerful cards in Standard. I could see an argument for playing something else here. If we go back to the Werewolf curve, you'll see what I'm talking about at 5 mana. 5 mana Werewolves, Village Watch, 5 mana, 4/3 that flips into a 5/4 and gives yourself haste. The haste is nice, but pretty under the curve. Burly Breaker is just big, but really doesn't do anything super exciting. Tireless Hauler is worse than the other options even. So I don't think there's a good 5 mana werewolf. We could play more cheaper werewolves. You could play Goldspan Dragon. I'm pretty happy with how Wrenn and 7 turned out. The other thing that I would change, and let me move myself over here for a minute. The other thing that I would change, and that we ran into a few times, is having a hard time killing 4 toughness creature. We saw that with Smoldering Egg in the last game. We ran into Goldspan Dragon and Galazeth Prismari. So we have a lot of removal in our sideboard. We got Play with Fire for the early game. We got Cinderclasm is a sweeper. We have Inscription for fighting. We got Burning Hands for like mirrors and Green Stompy. The only real way we have to kill like a Goldspan though is Meteor Swarm. And while Meteor Swarm was better than I expected it to be, and it did kind of get the job done, it's still not great. So I think the other thing that I would do is just add another 4 damage spell to the sideboard. I feel like Thundering Rebuke, Demon Bolt. Demon Bolt might be the best because it's instant speed, and that is relevant against Goldspan Dragon. Maybe Heated Debate even, if counters are a big concern. One of the Goldspan tricks is you get the treasure, and then you use the treasure to counter. That would get around that. But that would be the biggest change I'd make to the sideboard, because we ran into multiple times throughout our league, and it didn't cost us too much. We did lose to Izzet Dragons, but we beat the Grixis like Spell Dragon deck, so it didn't cost us too often. But we did run into situations where it's like, oh, how do we actually deal with this 4 toughness creature? So that would be the other change I would make. I would trim back. I would still keep the Meteor Swarms in some number. We're moving some Outland Liberators into the sideboard, but I'd probably like trim back on Burning Hands. We didn't play green aggro very much. Maybe the Inscriptions are not really necessary, and then replace that with some number of Demon Bolts, just as our get rid of Goldspan answer, or maybe Heated Debate. One of those two, though, I think would be a really big upgrade to the sideboard. But overall, I really like this deck, and I actually think Werewolves have potential to be legit. Last time we had Werewolves in Standard, they were definitely not legit, and they weren't even very good, but the new Daybound Nightbound mechanic makes them much better. Unnatural Moonrise gives us an easy way to flip them, and the biggest deal is we just got a lot more standalone good Werewolves this time around. Like, Tovolar is just a good card. Reckless Stormseeker, I don't even think you got to be a Werewolf deck to play this card. I think this is just a good aggro or mid-range card. Even if you don't have any other Werewolf synergies, Tovolar's Huntmaster, a good card. Arlen also can be a standalone Planeswalker potentially. So I feel like that is why Werewolves are exciting this time around. So if you want to try some new tribes in Standard, I would definitely recommend Werewolves with those couple of changes that we talked about. Werewolf Pack Leader in, moving the Liberator to the sideboard, and then adding Demon Bolt style effects, something that kills 4 toughness creatures, which seems really important for our new Standard, to the sideboard. Otherwise, you should be good to go. If you want to budgetize it, you can't get rid of the Renin 7s. That's not necessary, although I think it's very good. Otherwise, the deck is sweet. So that is Green-Red Werewolves. That is Innistrad Midnight Hunt Standard. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.